Great stuff. Okay, invite Pieter to the stage, please.
Thank you. Yes, now we get to the business of the AGM. Just before we get to that formal business, I wanted to share one piece of news with you, which is the passing of Andrew Cormack, who many of you will know as someone who's been involved with LINX for over 20 years. He served as the Chief Regulatory Advisor to JISC, formerly known as JANET, the UK Academic Network. Before that role and various titles, he also was the head of UK CERT, and he passed away on April the 11th. He was a faithful attendee and rarely missed a meeting and was a very lovely person. So we dearly miss him. Okay, now we get to the business of the AGM. And I'm going to ask Seb to join me up here in a minute for one of the motions, and you'll see why in a second. So there we go. So first of all, just to check that there aren't any people here who shouldn't be here. That's the normal protocol for the AGM. Obviously, we expect members to be there. Secondly, to ensure that those that have voted will have done so online. And if there is anybody in the room who wants to vote, they will need to have their votes verified. I don't see anybody raising a hand, so I'm assuming we will all have voted online. Right, then we get to the core matters at hand. So first of all, you will be able to vote until 3 p.m, so that's slightly after this AGM, after it closes. But the votes will count until 3 p.m. After that, the voting site will close, and we will then announce the results later on today. So there are a number of different items for the AGM. We have 5 total agenda items. The first one concerns the approval of the minutes, the second of the annual report, the third concerns the 3 resolutions that we're voting on, the fourth about the directors' election, and then fifth, the termination of one of our suspended members. So first of all, we're presenting a resolution to approve the minutes of the LINX119 AGM and the LINX117 EGM. You'll see the online link here to those minutes, which you've seen in the notice that's gone out. Secondly, there is the presentation of the annual report. That's been posted up on the site. You've seen a link to that. And that provides the details on our financial performance for 2022, plus commentary on all the various elements thereof. You've also seen from Malcolm Holt's presentation earlier today, the review of the 2022 accounts, the financial results, and the auditor's reports. So that's already been presented to you. So now we get into voting on the resolutions. We have 3 of those. And as is obvious from the first resolution, obviously I need to recuse myself from that particular resolution since it concerns my reappointment. And I'm going to ask Seb to join me just to announce the first resolution. Seb.
Hi everyone. As one of my last duties as a director of LINX, I'd like to propose this resolution, which is to reappoint Pieter to the board for another 3 years from December last year. At the end of the year, the board reviewed Pieter's performance. We're very happy with his work and we've asked him to carry on. However, as a board membership is subject to membership ratification, this is something that we have to put to the members, so hopefully you will support that. Is there any questions about the process that anyone would like me to address? No? Thank you very much.
So before you leave, just stay up here for a second, because as you pointed out, this is your last duty as a director, and of course we've got the upcoming election for new directors, but it gave me an opportunity to thank you for spending 9 years on the board of LINX and being just a great advocate for doing all the right things for the membership, which we as directors are there to represent. And please, can you join me in thanking Seb, and indeed Lee, who is not here, of course, because he's on the West Coast, but thank them both for their wonderful service to LINX. Thank you.
I think I can probably speak for Lee as well and say that it's been a great honour to serve on the LINX board. It's a board where, as others have said, we don't vote very often, but we have lots of very detailed discussions, sometimes disagreements, but it's one that I've certainly enjoyed over my time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Seb. Thanks a lot. Well, Seb represents the human face of the LINX institution, and he is one of many directors, obviously, that represent the membership in taking core decisions about the future of LINX, and everybody, I think, would do so out of the basis that we're wishing the best for LINX. So, Resolution 2 concerns the reappointment of our auditors, and the board will determine the remuneration that will be paid to them. So that's the second resolution that we're putting to you. And then the third resolution has some changes to the MOU. We obviously did a consultation on this. We've seen a lot of debate about this resolution on the membership list. And this resolution concerns the ongoing status and the evolution of our membership base and the services that we're offering. So that's Resolution 3. Then we have the board election resolution, which we know we've got 4 candidates standing. As you've seen in the election notice, we will we'll close the voting on that by 3 p.m. So you have until then to place your votes if you haven't already done so. Would urge everybody to do that, because these directors will then take forward your views as members into the board, where we make the appropriate decisions on how to run the company and set the strategy going forward. So it's obviously very important that you do vote if you have that opportunity. Then lastly, we have one member that has been suspended due to non-payment and is being terminated, Subspace Communication. And so with your support, that member is terminated. So that concludes the business of the AGM. So with that, I am closing the AGM for 2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you.